Hello everybody, my name is Anchar and welcome back to Subnautica 2! So, it's been a while. Well, for me it's been a while, it's been a couple of days. For you it's been very short time, because I believe this video is going up exactly after the other one, in which I said I won't be doing any more Subnautica 2 videos until the updates come out. But I've been playing a bunch since then, and I've created a base that I am very proud of and that I want to showcase. And it is right behind me, and it is an upgraded version of a very small base that I had in the original playthrough. And here it is. It is massive. It has a bunch of rooms, it has everything one would need, and I kinda went for a maximalist approach to it. As you can see, there's something everywhere. Every wall has something, the roofs have a bunch of things, there's corridors, there's glass everywhere so you can see, and just the entire outside is lit up. And here on the main building, I have every type of plant that I can so far, except the trees which I didn't want to plant. And then I have a bunch of grow beds ready for when they add new stuff. I also, if you go down here, you'll see I have these three miners just working away, mining stuff, and they're being powered by the heat right over there. My main base is obviously powered by solar panels on each roof, and then a bunch of turbines there. And there is also some bioreactors in it. This is the alien outpost. Well, that's the alien outpost, but this is the same as my base name. And yeah, this small building here is the only thing I had back when I was playing, and now it's expanded. And even this small building I've expanded a little bit. So, let's go inside. Just go through the first entrance, and this is the bioreactor room. I have 3 bioreactors, none of them are working, and I have some power, because this is meant to be kind of like the power room. This is where all the power is, even though it's also elsewhere. And then also a bunch of posters, you know, safety, just keep swimming, so everybody knows. You come through here, and you have the massive storage and production room. You have everything you need, chargers, fabricators, on both sides it's mirrored. There are 6 processors, no anodes, 2 scanner stations, and a bunch of lockers that you can go between. And these are the ones that I have labeled. Basically every mineral has 2 lockers, apart maybe from salt, if you count that as a mineral. And then these are just a bunch of other lockers. I also have 2 here for just air bladders, because I needed to craft them for a different video. And yeah, there's also this entrance over here that you can go through, and it also has a sign. And if you go in, you just go between the lockers like this. Then we have over here, through this beautiful glass tunnel that you have a view, you get to kind of my room. As a Reaper Leviathan, a bunch of posters, a rug, all of these decorative accent pieces. You can go down in the pool here for an easy access in or out. There's obviously a table with a motivational poster. You can also look to the right through the window and see other things. And honestly, right now you can't see much because it's night, but usually there's a view. And then this is kind of the sleeping room, which overlooks, again, supposed to be something during the day, but right now you can't see it. There's storage crates, more posters, some books, and a biobed. So I can respawn right here. And this is kind of it. Then if we go back, we have the next room, which is the docking bay. It has 2 tadpole docks, one for Terry and one for any other tadpole if I wanted to craft one that has a hull chassis, a bunch of storage trash cans so you can just, when you go into the other room, put your trash there. And yeah, my thought when building this base is like, what if somebody were to actually use it? And so I kind of thought, okay, let's make trash cans for when you go between rooms. Let's add a bunch of storage for keeping things in. And that's what I did. And again, maximalist approach, there's something on every wall. Not so much here because there's lockers, but even in my room you saw there were posters everywhere, shelves. And you'll see the maximalist design really pop out in our next room, which is the cafeteria. And I mean, this is just full of everything. Here I use these coral jars that the tailings had from the tailing village and the tailing tables. There's a crafter, so you can craft your food, water, whatever you need. And just a bunch of decorative pieces again, posters, lights everywhere. So, yeah. This is again just another example. It's honestly kind of hard to walk in between these. And I left some areas a bit more empty, like where you'll be walking, right? And this is another exit. However, this one is temporary. Because my plan is to, if I ever need to expand the base, I will expand it this way probably. And maybe go to this over here, these rocks, or maybe up, down. But for now, this is an entrance that I use just to go in and out. But that is temporary. And now my final room is the sleeping quarters with all of the different beds right here. And each bed has one of these boxes to keep things in. They have shelves, again, posters everywhere, vents. So there's air. There's this big locker for clothes or anything. Trash cans, some drums if you want to play for your mates if you're in here, and another fabricator for anything you want to craft. So my thought was like, you wake up here, you craft some things, maybe look at the motivational poster to keep you going, look at this cool poster, then you go down, maybe eat something in the morning, then you can go out for a swim, or if you need to do a job, you just go through here, straight to the tadpole dock, where you have, again, when you walk out immediately, just keep swimming, and a safety poster to remind everybody of their safety, a bunch of storage for anything you need, or the tadpoles need, repair tools and whatnot. And then once you return from the expedition, you can either go back to grab something to eat, or you can bring all your resources to the processing room, put them in storage and whatnot. And then obviously a power room right next to it, so you can seamlessly craft and go between. There's an entrance straight into the storage room if you were just out for a swim and grab some resources. There's an entrance here, so you can go straight to the power room on this side of the base, so you don't have to swim all the way around. You can obviously go through the swimming pool there, and then the room that I crafted for myself before I even thought about crafting the cafeteria and the living quarters. I just kind of put, again, everything here. I think there's one of every poster. Yeah, there's 4 here and there's 1 here. And just anything I would need, a bunch of storage. I basically wanted so that everywhere you look there's something. So there's just not empty corners, there's a bunch of these jars and stuff. I mean, they do look cool, kind of a private swimming pool or something. And then I believe if we go outside right now, because when it's night, you can see that the whole base is practically lit up. Maybe not the roofs don't have lights, they're all pointed outwards, but the whole base is shining. And it's come to a point where I have so many things crafted and added onto the base, these little things and everything, that whenever I go out of this area and come back in, it starts lagging. So yeah, I think I maybe overdid it a little bit with the maximalist approach, because yeah, it's becoming very hard to just come back, and then whenever I come back I think the game's just gonna crash. I also tried some symmetric and asymmetric approach, depending on what I thought was making sense. Some things are symmetric, some are not, and it just adds to a bit of like controlled chaos.
Welcome aboard.
I'm running out of food and water. And yeah, maybe now that's day, we'll be able to see the views better, yeah. If we go here to this window, we can see now the giant spire. Actually, no, the giant spire there. This is the Rosetta Stone. And a beautiful view. It was even better before when that wasn't there, but you know, what can you do? Oh yeah, here you can now see the view from the room of the nest, the needler nest. Yeah, this is my new and improved base. I have everything I need. I can get all the minerals, all of the plants I require. There's coral all around there if I need that. The only thing I cannot get is bacteria, which only grows in that one area over there. That's the only thing that you can't plant and grow. So I need to leave to get that, but otherwise I have everything. Obviously I have a bunch of storage for any items that come in the future. Any tadpoles I might want to build, or vehicles I can do here. Or, I mean, I guess there will be a big submarine which will probably have its own fabricator, because otherwise you need a massive moon pool, but yeah. And then just a little relaxation area that's meant to be more natural. That's why you can also see everywhere else I didn't really use these, because those are like, the industry area won't really have any of these, or the bioreactor area. However, I could have put some in my room, but I didn't have them unlocked when I was building that. And also I thought my room just looked good anyway with all the Axum jars. But yeah, it also makes more sense. This is a more natural living area, so it would be more organic, whereas the other areas are more working areas, which means they would have less fun stuff. Apart from obviously my room, which anything I want, I can still build. I can still improve on this base, remove details, add whole sections, so long as it doesn't crash. And I also thought like, hey, this is the industrial area, it needs power. Let's put some power batteries, you know, these power storage supplies in here, because it makes sense. And yeah, another trash can, more boxes for any tools or anything. More power supply in the power room. That's kind of my idea, at least, when I was crafting this. Some logic, some randomness, and I think it turned out great. If only I could see it with max graphics and no lag, it would be even better. But this is my base for now. And I think now I'm actually gonna end it, because I don't imagine what else I can do now that I've built this giant base. Kind of explored everything. Went into the void. I don't really see anything else to do. Any more challenges maybe? If you guys have any ideas, you can obviously tell me, but yeah, This is what I'm gonna call it for the Subnautica 2 Early Access base showcase. And for Subnautica 2 Early Access, just for a little bit until more updates come out, obviously. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed seeing my base and what I've been doing. I thank you a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!